Okay, this is a recorded interview statement. I'm an expert witness with policeabuse.com. I'm on the line with Andre Jones. Okay, Mr. Jones, why don't you start by telling me about your police incident? Please name the police department and then tell me what happened.
All right. I was abused by East Cleveland Police. Being a resident of Warren, Ohio, I was in Cleveland running errands with my mom, Christina Buckner, and we had just left this corner supermarket about 5:45 that evening. I took my mother home, and she instructed me to go see if I could find my niece, Shawanda Jones. We hadn't seen her during the Christmas holiday, and we were concerned about her. She stayed upstairs of a barber shop on Euclid Avenue and Rosedale Avenue. I flew to the rear of the building, and I blew the horn. That'd be my second time ever being there. Older gentleman comes to the back. I asked him what was Shawanda home. He explained, she stays with him. His name was Dave Dennis. I introduced myself as her uncle, and I was sent to check on her since we hadn't heard from her during the Christmas holiday. He explained to me that Shawanda was in jail, and that he would give me more information. He goes inside the building. I proceed to take off, and my van gets stuck in the snow. I get out to see, where my van is, where I'm at in the snow. Officer pulls up, East Cleveland officer pulls up on the street, spotlight on, asking what I was doing back there. I explained I'm stuck in the snow, and I was here checking on my niece and talk to the gentleman upstairs. He walks up to me, directed me to get up against the van. I comply. When I get up against the van, he shoved me harder. I asked him what's wrong. He handcuffed me, slammed me down in the snow. I see he's being rough for no reason. I'm down and not resisting. He places his foot on my back, pushing downward. He kicks me in the face. He kicks me in the shoulder, and finally kicks me in the rib cage. I explained this is awfully wrong, and did he plan on killing me or what? He said, "Do you want to go to jail?" I replied, "Yes." The gentleman I talked to earlier came out of the department and explained to the officer that I had a legit reason for being there, asking about my niece and all. The officer let me up from the ground, took off the handcuffs, sped off and gets in his car, and pulls off. He never searched me. He never searched the van. He never asked me my name or anything. So from there, I got up and I went to the barber shop and I let him know what happened to me. That's when I got up. He was out of sight. And this barber is thinking 6:30. So this gentleman just hit his badge, and sped away and put in the patrol car. Just roughed me up for no apparent reason. And he needs to be held accountable for his actions.
Okay,
So,
let me make sure I have your story correct. So what you're telling me is, let me just go over it with you as you told it. Okay, you were going somewhere with your mom to a store. At the end of your business with your mom, she instructed you to go. The young lady is your niece.
right, my niece was,
Okay,
right.
she instructed you to go check on your niece who you hadn't seen over the holidays, and so you went
Right.
to your niece's place of residence. You pulled in back, and her partner who lives with her came down and told you that she had been arrested.
Right, she was in jail.
She was in
With
jail.
no,
Okay, hold
no,
on. Okay, so
uh-huh.
she's in jail, and you thought that your van might get stuck in the snow, so you were trying to move it. Is that right?
Right. When I go back out, I'm stuck in the snow.
Oh,
I get out of the van and see where I'm at,
okay.
try to get up out of here.
Okay, so you're trying to get the van out, and the police showed up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the officers put the spotlight on you, ordered you out of the car, or
Right.
ordered you up against the van, told you to put your hands up. You complied with all that. Is that right?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so you didn't offer any resistance to the officers. Is that correct?
None whatsoever.
Okay, were you polite in your words to the officer in your comments?
Yes, I was.
Okay, did you have any weapons on you?
Pardon me?
I said, did you have any weapons in your possession?
None.
Okay, did you have any outstanding warrants or any sort of issues that you didn't know about, anything like that?
None.
Okay, are you employed?
Well, I'm a retired veteran.
Okay, you're retired. Okay, so you're basically just minding your own business. You're not doing anything. You're not delivering drugs. You're just a regular working class guy looking for his niece.
Right.
Okay,
Exactly.
all right. And the officer started hitting you. You said he got you on the ground. And were you
Uh-huh.
handcuffed? Were you handcuffed when he was striking you?
I was handcuffed. When I was up against the van, he pushed me a little harder, and I asked him, "What's wrong?" Then he handcuffed me and slammed me down to the ground.
Okay, now when you say slammed you down to the ground, did he place you on the ground by throwing you down hard enough to cause injury or hurt you?
Right, he threw me down to call it in there. Right, exactly.
And you were handcuffed when he threw you down.
Right.
Okay, did you land on your face or on your side?
I landed on my face, the front part of my body.
Okay, did it hurt?
Oh yeah, most definitely it hurt.
Okay, and you said the officer then began kicking you. Did he have a reason for kicking you?
Pardon me?
Did the police officer have a reason for kicking you with his feet?
Well, when I first looked up to try to see his badge, I think that's when he did it. He kicked me in. Well, he had no reason at all. It's just what he wanted to do.
Okay, all right. And do you know the date of the incident?
It was December 31st, the last day of the year.
December,
New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve.
December 31st.
Okay, and how many times did he kick you?
Kicked me 3 times.
He kicked you 3 times. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and when he kicked you, where did he kick you? Tell me what the areas of your body that you were kicked.
First he kicked me in my face, like right over my eye, and after that he kicked me in my shoulder, on the same side.
Mm-hmm.
Kicked me, in my rib cage.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to call the police department right now and get some questions answered about the incident that happened to you. So stand by and don't speak unless I ask you to, okay?
I sure will.
Okay, thank you. And what street were you at, sir? Do you know the address?
Fifth Avenue, Roosevelt Avenue.
Okay, hang on a second. Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me? I think we have a bad connection. Can you hear me okay?
I hear you.
Okay. I'd like to get some information. Can you tell me if your officers are required to identify themselves if they stop someone?
Yes, they are required to identify themselves.
So that's a policy. Okay. My name is Mr. Kamau, and I'm with PoliceAbuse.com, and I have a client on the line who was beaten over the New Year's holiday by an East Cleveland police officer who refused to identify himself. I'm a retired detective, and I have some questions about how to identify the officer and get this gentleman the right support for his complaint. Can you direct me to someone in internal affairs or tell me who I would have to call to pursue a complaint?
Transfer you to internal affairs.
Okay, thank you.
All right. You've reached the East Cleveland Police Internal Affairs Division. If you leave a name and number, we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you.
You may start your message now.
Yes, sir. My name is Mr. Kamau. I'm the CEO of PoliceAbuse.com. I have a client who was beaten by an East Cleveland police officer on New Year's Eve, and I need to speak with someone in your office to start an internal affairs investigation. Please give me a call back at 800-473-5097. I'm at extension 3, or you can contact my secretary at extension 1. The gentleman was beaten. The officer refused to identify himself, and we want to proceed with a civil rights